This AstroAI AM33D multimeter appears to be defective, at least when it comes to reading currents. I'm going to work with the 10k resistor here on this 12-volt battery. First of all, let's try and get a reading of this resistor. So 20k setting, it's one probe on, I'm going to drop it on one end. If I just touch it to the other end of the probe, 9.79 k ohms. Well, that's okay. Now, and this battery, it claims to be 12 volts. The 20 volt setting. Let's put that there. I'm just abusing a spade connector to wedge the lead a bit better. So 20 volt setting. Put it on there. 12.64. Okay, that's quite reasonable. Now I've just whacked together a little program to plug the numbers in to show I'm easy than trying to run a calculator. So let's run that. So the voltage across the battery we got was 12.64, and the value of the resistor was 9790 ohms. Press enter. So we are expecting about 1.29 milliamps. So let's flip this across to the let's be crazy and put on the 200 milliamp setting. There we go. Obviously my camera work isn't great. I really could use an assistant, but hey, that's life. 200 milliamps. That 10k resistor. Now, just need to hold one end of the resistor with my fingers, and the other end is touch it on the battery. Wait, what? 91? How on earth does that work? On the 20 milliamp setting, will it go off scale? 10 milliamps? What? Actually, the 2000 microamps setting, that's 2 milliamps, so 1.29 milliamps is actually in range of that. Let's see what that comes up with. Out of range. That's very wrong. And just to make sure, just to show you that here's that resistor again. I'm not sure how well that's going to come out in this camera, but so here's the resistor I was doing the probing with. Off the scale, and let's go back to the 200 setting. .91 milliamps. Now let's go to the resistance setting. Let's put that there. No, wrong way round. Let's rotate it further round to the 20k setting. I'm just going to use the fact that it's held there on that. I'm not going to put this across the battery. 9.7778 kilo ohms. Yep, that is correct for that resistor. So I'm getting a completely off whack current reading. This meter is defective.
So right now it's connected to a 12-volt battery. Here are the leads, positive, negative. It's reading 5.51 volts, 52 volts, right? Now, when you press the backlight button, you see there's information there. Everything goes blank. If you wait a little while, it will return just like this. Alright. So the leads are connected to the battery, 12-volt battery. 5.54 volts. No good.
This device is very helpful. If you still see voltage on here after you turn your circuit breaker off on whatever you're working on, then maybe you didn't turn off the right circuit, or maybe your light fixture is still on. If you still see a voltage on here of 122 or maybe a little bit more, then something's not right. If you're testing your line, your hot wires, which is your red and your neutral at the same time, it should be 0 after you turn your circuit breaker off. But if your circuit breaker is still on or your light fixture is still driving energy, you will see a voltage on here, 122 of some nature. Make sure that's turned off. So this is the line. This is the old one. That's the hot, and that's the neutral. I replaced this. That's the low, which is feeding from the other outlet.
Así, impuesto así.